What if we put on the first part?
We'll get there. Chapter 3-3. Yesterday, we learned how to graph one inequality, right? Slope using the y-intercept. Is it solid or dotted? Is it above or below? That's what we learned yesterday, right? We also learned yesterday how to replace the equal sign with an equality symbol. Correct? Okay. Now, yesterday's worksheet is probably 3 times harder than today's worksheet. Today's worksheet will literally probably take you about 10 minutes, and then the rest of the period we're going to use to answer any questions you had over 2A or to help you to finish 2A worksheet. Okay? Things you need to remember. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to is solid lines. Strictly less than, strictly greater than is a dotted line. Yes? Something else you need to remember. I did not put this slide on there. You should draw it on there. This one only talks about your slope pick. Now, when you're on the mountain, you are in the form of y equals mx plus b. When you are on the mountain, you are in the form of y equals mx plus b. So with that said, what this means is you simply have to make sure that if your slope is positive, you're going up the mountain. If your slope is negative, you're going down the mountain. Correct? If you have the equation of y equals b, that is your y-intercept. If that is your y-intercept, then that means that this is simply going to be the equation y equals b. Do we understand that, yes or no? If I have a vertical line, that means there's no y in the equation. I simply have x equals a number. Okay? This is stuff that I've talked about several times. Everybody agree with me on that? Well, today you have to apply it. And if you don't apply it correctly, then you are going to get the wrong answers. Do we understand that? This is something that is not written down on there. However, you wrote it down yesterday. This is I'm just reminding you again. The two questions you have to ask yourself: is the line solid or dotted? Is it shading above or below? If it's solid, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. If it's dotted, strictly less than, strictly greater than. If it's above, what's another name for above? It's vertical. Right. To the right is another name, just in case. Okay. And it's greater than or equal to or greater than. If it's below, what's another name of that? Left, just so that you're aware of that. It's strictly less than or strictly less than or equal to. Do we understand that? Again, you guys wrote all of this down already. We do not need to write it down again. And this is the part where you actually have notes on here. The steps to doing today's work. Step 1, match the equations with the correct line. When looking at the slope picture, looking at the slope picture, if you're on the mountain, you have x and y in there. If you're on flat line, flat ground, it's just y equals number. If you're on vertical line, it's x equals number. If you can put the match the graphs up with the correct equation by just examining the slope picture, you're good to go. If you cannot, then you need to examine the other two parts of it. The other two parts are going to be the slope and the y-intercept. You understand that? Given a region, find the equations that make it up. Okay? Step 3, replace the equal sign with the correct inequality symbol that represents the given region. Okay? Now, this is not difficult today. We're going to pretend like we're kindergartners. In kindergartners, what did you always have to do in kindergarten paper? Color, and what else? Cut it out, right? You colored it and you cut it out. That's exactly what we're doing today. Exactly what we're doing today, okay? I've already colored, not so neatly, by the way. And everybody has their imaginary scissors right here in their hand, right? Their hand is their imaginary scissors, okay? Now, you do not have region 6 and region 7 you cannot see very clearly on your paper. So on the back of your paper, please make sure that you understand that's region 6 and region 7. Also, on the left-hand margins, please write all 4 equations down. The left-hand margins, please write all 4 equations down. Okay, with that said, are we ready? Our goal is to take those 4 equations that you see up there in the top left-hand corner and to put them on the correct line, either the blue solid, the orange dotted, the red solid, or the green dotted line. You have to determine which line goes where. So you tell me, what are the obvious ones? X equals negative 6 and y equals 4 are going to be your two obvious problems. What goes where? Y equals 4 is the blue line. So I'm going to move this down here by the blue line. You guys are going to write that there on the blue line. Okay? Now, where does x equals negative 6 go? The orange dotted. It's the vertical line. I'm going to move that over there. You guys are going to write it on your paper. If you confuse these, is this going to make your answer right or wrong? Okay. Now, I'm left with two equations that are not as obvious, but I'm going to be honest, they should be rather obvious to you also. I give you y equals negative 2x plus 10 and y equals x minus 4. Which equation goes where and why? Please express that to me mathematically. Melissa? Y equals x minus 4 goes on the red line? The green line? Which one?
The red line.
The solid red line. Now my question to you is, am I going down the mountain or going up the mountain on the red line? Going down the mountain. Down the mountain means I have to have a negative slope. So what is the slope of y equals x minus 4? What is the slope of x minus 4? The slope is what's in front of the x. What's in front of the x there? A positive 1. Is that going up the mountain or down the mountain? It's supposed to go up the mountain, so can it be the red solid line?
No.
No, it cannot be. So that means that I actually have to move this thing over here on the green dotted line. The green dotted line is x minus 4. What's another way that I can confirm that it is the green dotted line? The y-intercept. What is the y-intercept of this? 0, negative 4. And I think that's what you were trying to get. Okay? 0, negative 4 is right here, so I do have a y-intercept at 0, negative 4 on the green line. Okay? The slope is positive. It's going up the mountain, so therefore it's going to be leaning toward the right. Okay? Now, the last equation I have is negative 2x plus 10. Where is that going to have to fall? That's going to fall right here on my lovely little red line. Why do I know that that's my red line, besides process of elimination? The y-intercept is the point 0, 10. And it clearly is 0, 10 up here. What's another reason? It has a negative slope, and now it's going downhill. If I wanted to confirm that my slope was negative 2, I could simply choose another point and find the slope between those two values. Okay, now with that said, I give you region 4. I want to find region 4. Now, folks, what did I say we were going to do today? We're going to pretend like we're kindergartners. We're going to color and we're going to cut. We already colored. We already assigned the lines to what to cut on, right? Now I want you to, in your mind, pick up your piece of paper and cut out region 4. But do not get off the line. So which line will you first cut on? I'm cutting out region 4. Region 4 is right smack dab in the middle. What's the first line I would cut on? Tell me the equations. Don't give me the line colors, please. Y equals x minus 4 is the first equation that you would cut on. That is the green dotted line. What's the next equation I would cut on if I were trying to cut this region out? Y equals what? Y equals 4 would be my second one I would cut out. Another line? X equals 6 is another line I would cut on. Okay? So far we've got the green, we got this blue one, and we have the orange dotted one. What's left to cut this off? It's just hanging now, right? What do I have to cut on to get it out? I have to cut out y equals negative 2x plus 10. Now, these are not in a order that we normally would go. Well, I guess it is, because I usually go clockwise. Y'all went counterclockwise, that's fine. You guys start at the green line, then you turn the corner, went down the Actually, you didn't. I would have gone to this one next. Okay? Go around the object. It's so much easier. Don't lose any lines then. If I was doing this, I would have started with the orange one, then the green one, then the red one, then the blue one. But it doesn't matter, just so that you know that they're all four there. Okay? So we have it cut out, correct? Now, I have to replace the equal signs with what? My goal is to replace it with one of those four inequality symbols. So go ahead and erase your lovely equal signs on your equations. And in their places, we're going to put our inequality symbols. So the first line that we have is going to be y is equal to x minus 4. The first question we ask is what? Is the line solid or dotted? This green line right here, is it solid or dotted? Dotted, so since it's dotted, I am stuck with using less than or greater than. Now, is it above it or below it?
If you have a line that's like mostly up and down, but kind of like sideways, how do you know which is like above or below?
If you are trying to figure out if something is above or below and it's slanted, you choose any point on that line. At any point on that line, here's my green dotted line. I'm going to go draw a vertical line from that point on that line. Am I up or is it down in the region? Is it above it or below it? The region that I just talked about. From any point. To get to region 4, do I have to go up for my vertical line or down? From this point, right here. Up. From this point on the green dotted line. Up or down? On this point on the green line. Up or down? Up. Do we understand that? Okay? You want to land on the section of the dotted line that is a part of region 4. Okay? If I land up here, is that going to help me to find region 4? No. So up and down is not going to make sense there.
I found this on multiple from yesterday. Like whenever they were doing an equation and you had to just draw it. I don't know, they're not doing it.
Okay. Because I'm not understanding yesterday's, what you're saying. So we'll talk about yesterday's later on.
Okay.
Do you understand that this is above? So if this is above, what do I replace the equal sign with? Strictly greater than. Okay? Go to the next equation. If I go to the next equation of y equals 4, is it solid or dotted? Solid. So do I shade above it or below it? Below. So what's that going to be? I'm solid and I'm below, so what's it going to be? Less than or equal to. Go to x equals negative 6. Is it solid or dotted? It's dotted, it's right here. Is the shading above it or below it? Above. Why is it above whenever I can't go above it? Because it's to the right. So since it's to the right, a right would mean above, so what's going to be my symbol there? Strictly greater than. Now, the last equation, y equals negative 2x plus 10. Solid or dotted? Solid, above or below? It's going to be below, so what's that going to be? Less than or equal to. Now, region 3. Those 4 equations with those inequalities make up region 4. You all understand that? Those inequalities make up region 4. I want you to tell me what makes up region 3. So pretend like you're cutting out region 3 off of your paper and tell me which 2 equations and change those equations into inequalities. Okay, you should be done. Which 2 equations make up region 3? Y equals 4 and x equals negative 6. Now notice I didn't even write my equal signs in there this time. Now, if I'm at y equals 4, if I have y equals 4, is it solid or dotted? Solid. Is it above it or below it? Above it. So what's that going to be? Greater than or equal to. What about section 6 here? Or x equals -6. Solid or dotted? Dotted above or below? Below, so what's that mean? This makes up region 3. Now, what if I had 4U5? What's that 4U5 mean? 4 union 5 means 4 and 5. Do we understand that? So now, what if I wanted to cut out 4 and 5 together? Well, 4 and 5 would put you right here. Do you see there's 4 and 5? So there's 4 and 5. Now tell me, what do I have to cut on to cut that region out? Y equals 4. What else? Y equals x minus 4. And x equals -6. Do we see that, yes or no? Okay, so now, what do I do? What do I do? Are the lines solid or dotted? The first one, y equals 4. Solid or dotted? Above or below? Below, so what's that going to be? Less than or equal to. Go to the next one, x minus 4. Solid or dotted? Above or below? What's that going to be? Go to the next one, x minus 6. Solid or dotted? Above or below? What's that going to be? Greater than. Are we getting this? Do I need to do any more? Because if not, I'm not. And if you guys are giving me one, you're starting homework. I'm going to let you start your homework. Okay. Here's your homework. There are 10 problems. The 10 problems, I've already done the answer key for you. The answer key is hanging up on board up there. After you've done the 10 problems, you can come up and you can check and make sure that you got it right. I would maybe not wait until 10 problems. I would probably come up and check after a couple to make sure that you got it right. Now, before we let you go completely, for those of you who have questions over last night's homework, what are they over last night's homework? Taylor? What problem are you on?
11. Okay. So, I'm really answering that now.
Are you good now? Sam? Yes. What's up, Michelle?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Look at that. 2 and 3. What's the equation 2 going to look like? It's going to be a horizontal line. Solid or dotted? Which one? But you're guessing. It's dotted. Did you hear the difference in your voice just now? Okay? You have to, if you have your notes, look at them. That's why they're there. So it's a dotted line at what value? Pretty shade, above or below? Above. Yeah. What about number 3? Hey, what type of a line is it? Look up here. Number 3. Is x is less than or equal to 2. What type of a line is that? Is it on the mountain? Is it horizontal? It's vertical with undefined slope. So therefore, the vertical line at what value? 2. Is it solid or dotted? Do I shade to the right, meaning above, or do I shade to the left, meaning below? Below because it's left underneath. Does that make sense?
I just don't know how to do the back at all. That equation.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, the V's.
Did you find the vertex?
That is pretty.
If you don't find it, if you can't find the vertex on the V's, then you can't do long. You have to find the vertex. Find the vertex and then find your A. If your A is your slope. Okay, if A is positive, it's B. If A is negative, it's a mountain. Okay?